So according to the World Health Organization, health is defined as optimal functioning of the body, mentally, socially, physically, and spiritually. And it's not merely the absence of disease. So yes, diet is important because the food you eat, your body breaks down and uses to build and grow, okay? Exercise is important because you're gonna ask your body to do certain things, and the exercise helps you to be able to do that. But when it comes to health, health is completely about how our bodies are functioning. So when your body is functioning at 100%, that is life. That's when you are the best you can be, mentally, socially, physically, and spiritually. The best mother, the best sister, the best employee, the best boss, the best athlete. When it's 0%, that's death. Now, the thing that has always fascinated me is that what the research tells us is that we don't feel any type of a symptom until we've already lost a significant portion of our health. And the reason for that is that 9 out of 10 of the nerves in your body are not for pain. Only 10% are for pain. 9 out of 10% are for the functions of your body. So if your heart is functioning at 70%, do you necessarily feel that?
No.
You may not, right? And when we look at this, where do you think in this equation the traditional healthcare system focuses on? Does it focus on 100% life down to symptoms, or symptoms down to 0%? What do you think?
Symptoms to 0%.
That's exactly right, symptoms to 0%. So would it be more accurate, instead of calling it healthcare, to call it sick care? Does that make sense? What about health insurance? Is your health insurance designed to keep you functioning at 100%, or is it there in case you get a disease?
It's there in case you get a disease.
That's exactly right. So would it be more accurate to call it disease insurance as opposed to health insurance, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so looking at it, the key is we really need to know exactly what symptoms are, but we also need to know what they're not. So most people look at the symptom as a problem, but I'd rather we look at the symptoms as a warning sign that you have a problem, almost like a smoke alarm in your house. So let's say there's a fire in your house. Now the smoke alarm is going off. Is the smoke alarm the problem?
No.
No, it's not, right? You know, would you run over and take the battery out of the smoke alarm? No, of course not. When the firemen break through the door, do they chop down the fire alarm?
No.
Of course not, right? So now you have a disease process in your body, and it gets to the point to where you're having a symptom. Now that's the alarm, okay? There are 3 things that you could do at that point. The first thing is, what most people do is they just simply ignore it as long as they can. But let me ask you, is ignoring the warning signs a good long-term strategy for your health?
No.
No, it's not, because what happens? It gets worse, okay? The next thing you could do is you could go to CVS, you could go to the hospital, and what are they gonna do?
Prescribe a drug.
You got it, you're gonna get drugs. So now, let's say you have a symptom, whether it's pain, or you're tired all the time, or headaches, you can't focus, hormone issues. Now you take a drug, and then let's say the symptom goes away. What exactly happened on the inside of your body? Did the drug restore the life functioning and health, or did it mask the symptom?
Mask the symptom.
Mask the symptom, right? So that's why one drug over time leads to what?
Another drug.
Another drug, which may lead to another drug, or may lead to a surgery. So looking at that, the key is this. What we've been trained in America is, we've been trained that this here equals health. But the reality is, statistically, if all you're doing is masking the symptoms, this is one of the worst things that you can do. And according to a study by PhDs and MDs called Death by Medicine, you can look it up, it's called Death by Medicine, taking drugs, masking the symptoms, and sick medical care kills over 600,000 people a year. Okay? Now realize that's not the medical doctor's fault. That's the system we've been trained in. The system is, you have a symptom, what do? Take a drug. Now what if the drug you're taking causes another symptom? What do you do then?
They give you another drug.
You take another drug for that, right? And that doesn't make any sense at all. So looking at it here, America represents 8.7% of the world's population. However, we take 75% of the world's drugs. And we spend more money per person on what we call healthcare, over $8,000 a year per man, woman, and child on healthcare. And we have more doctors than any other country, by far. And yet, with all the drugs, all the money, all the doctors, you would think that we would be the healthiest country on earth, right?
Yeah.
But guess what? We rank number 37th in overall health. We're one of the least healthy countries of the industrialized countries in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at it, what would be, so you have a symptom, okay? What would be the logical thing to do? To identify exactly what's causing the symptom and then fix that, and therefore you are restoring the life functioning. In other words, put the fire out, and then what happens to the alarm? Yeah, it just goes off all on its own, right? So let's say you have two choices. Choice A is you invest a little. Let's say you invest $3,000 to $5,000 to take your condition from here, and now you restore the functioning, restore the health, restore the life, and now your improved health allows you to live the life that you were created to have, with energy and vitality, and not having to take a lot of drugs, okay? Choice B is you procrastinate, you think about it, you put it off, you end up in this area, you lose functioning. Now you have to spend tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars just to try to restore your health. And in the worst case scenario is your health becomes an impediment to you achieving the goals, and you become a burden to your family. So what do you choose? B or A?
A.
Yeah, you choose A every time, right? So looking at it, the key is that in order for us to be healthy, we need to take control of how our bodies do what? Function, okay? And the great thing is you already have everything inside of you to function to the best of your ability. In other words, there is an innate intelligence that knows how to be healthy. Everything just needs to be functioning right. So for instance, when you were born, did your mother have to teach you how to nurse? No, you knew that inside, right? Whenever you cut your finger, you need a doctor to get the finger to heal, or does your body heal itself? It heals itself. It just has to be functioning right to do